two, 1, 2, work hard, don't need rest. No breaks when you're chasing success. You snooze, you lose, no redos. Only get one shot, there's no sequel. Have fun, love what you do. Live right, be your own individual. Stay sharp, play smart, this is your life. I don't know much, but I know you don't live twice. Don't waste it, yeah, don't waste it.
Hi everyone, this is Chrissy Morales, the producer and host of Unsung Heroes, the show that aims to inspire, educate, and empower our community. I'm here with Tammie Lewis, the founder of Heart Changers Training, which is a CPR course, right?
Yes, it is.
Great, so tell me more about it and how you got started with that.
So actually, my 1-year anniversary just came up. I started last year, this time.
Okay,
so
great, yay! Congratulations!
Thanks. So I do teach the inner city kids CPR for free, and I also have other people coming to me for CPR training and first aid, for like employment purposes as well. So.
Wow, that's nice. So you do that for free for people in Philadelphia?
The youth.
The youth.
Tries
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. It's so important to learn CPR. I know we talked about it in the American Dream radio show, you know, about what you do, but tell us why it's so important to learn CPR.
Just because heart attacks, strokes, everything is so common, or even with the violence that's going on these days. So just to try to get them prepared to respond, to be a responder instead of just a bystander.
Right.
I think is really important because it increases the rate of survival.
Now, if somebody's just standing around and they are not CPR certified, what would you recommend them do?
To come take a course, at least to learn how to do compressions only. This way you can just jump in and try to save them. So
Now, with mouth to mouth, I understand that there's like a mouthpiece, right?
Yes.
What if you don't have that?
that's when the hands-only CPR comes. So you're just basically pressing on the chest, doing the work of the heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. What made you want to get into this?
Because I'm a nurse.
Okay.
And I've performed CPR in the past, of course. And just, it's a skill that I think everyone should learn.
Absolutely, especially when you're just starting in a job.
Yes.
Or just in general.
In general.
You're around children, you're especially little kids.
Exactly.
They take a gumdrop, put it in.
Yep.
Now, I see that some people do the whole scoop.
Finger sweep.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a good thing, a bad thing?
So it's a good thing if you see the object and it's reachable. But if you don't see it, then don't do. They call it a blind finger sweep because you can force the object further into their throat.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
so if you
that's
don't see it,
awful.
don't grab it. The best choice is doing abdominal thrust to get air in your esophagus and it just come out.
Now, for little children, you know, I'm around my little nephew. Something happens to him. What do I do first? Walk me through it. So he's just grabbed a piece of toy and put it in his mouth and he's choking. What would I be able to do to help him?
So it's really important, especially with children, because if you're choking, you can't speak. So your nephew or whoever is not going to be able to, Chrissy, I'm choking. Because if you're choking, you can't speak, tears are coming down your eyes. So you look for the signs. Eventually, without oxygen, they're going to pass out.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so
don't want that.
before
I don't
then,
want that.
though, if you can do abdominal thrust, which is just coming around them and pressing.
So right here now,
About 2 inches, you find your navel, 2 inches above the navel, make a fist, and it's like upward, inward thrust.
Upward, inward, okay.
Yes, and the object hopefully will come
And if
out.
and I understand if it's a baby, it's different. So if he's a toddler, 1 year old, he's okay to do that?
No, so infants, our smaller children, we use 2 fingers instead.
2 fingers.
Yep, and we press 5 times.
So do you have to do that while they're standing, or do you have to lay them down? How do you?
Smaller children, you can come behind them.
Okay.
Yep, so our infants who can't stand up on their own, that's when we press 5 times, turn them over on their back, and we smack 5 times on the back and just keep going back and forth, which we call the pancake method.
Right. Oh, that's pretty clever. Pancakes. It's like you're flipping over a pancake, but at the time you'd be panicked.
Oh, yeah.
What are some ways to cope with like that kind of like initial panic?
So adrenaline is always going to be rushing. So my thing is just breathe, keep breathing, and just think of like, I have to save this person. Like I have to help this person, like my nephew, and then adrenaline kicks in, and I think you really don't focus on that part. It's just like, I need to do what I have to do, to get this object out. Right. And like I said, so eventually if you don't get the object out, then that's when you perform CPR. So that's when I think both comes hand in one. So you can't I don't want people to just come to me for first aid, and I want to teach you CPR as well, not just choking, but CPR as well.
So tell me about a time that you did CPR and like how you went about it. Were you calm?
So I was calm, just because of the setting. I worked in a nursing home, and it was like a older resident, of course, and CPR can't be performed on anything soft. You have to get them on something like a hard surface.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because if you're pressing on the bed, if you think you're just basically sinking, you're not really getting a good compression on the heart. So we just had to like lower them to the floor, and I was calm. I was pretty calm.
That's good.
Unfortunately, and that's the thing too, I try to teach my students because it's not guaranteed to work. CPR is not guaranteed to, save someone's life. It's just it'll help increase the chance of survival if
that
done
person
properly.
didn't-
Yep, and if you get to the hospital on time.
Right. Now, and he was in the nursing home. Were they able to get him to the hospital, or they?
No, when they came, even the EMTs tried as well.
Oh, that's so sad.
yeah.
I mean, it's tough, but at least you did the best that you could.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it's good, that you're helping other people so that they can try and help others.
Yes.
So that hopefully it doesn't get to that point.
Yep.
Now, with seniors, is there a different way that you would go about it, or is it similar to, me and you?
It's the same across the board, but
Okay.
we have to just be careful with so it's something called the AED machine that shocks the heart as well, if it's around. So no pacemakers, no piercings. You cannot put that over anything metal. So that's what I teach as well.
That's
AED.
interesting.
Yep.
And with the youth that you're working with, that's amazing. That's really interesting. How is
Yes.
it that, how are the youth reacting to
Oh,
CPR?
man, I love teaching the youth.
Yeah.
So right now I go every Monday to a program where I teach about 8 to 12 youth every Monday, CPR, and they're just like sponges, and they soak up everything, and I make it fun, and we play games, we play Hey Man, they're supposed to tell me the definitions of it, they perform for me, they love doing the scenarios, because when you come in, you have to like check your scene, so they're really dramatic, so I love
That's
teaching them, and they
cute.
get a
So they
kick out
make
of
a
it.
whole scene.
Yes, they make a whole scene,
That's
they act like
cute.
they're passed out on the ground.
What?
Then we have to practice the abdominal thrust, they love that. I love teaching
I
them.
wish all CPR classes were like that. My
You have
CPR
to make
class
it
was not-
interesting.
My CPR class wasn't like that. Like I said before, I unfortunately was not good, and I was like looking over to see what the test. But it's not right, because you should learn it. If you're going to pass it, and you're going to get certified. You should definitely learn, right?
Yes, and you come every 2 years to get a renewal.
Okay.
So you do have to get recertified every 2 years.
That's cool, interesting.
yes,
Well, thank you so much for enlightening us.
No problem.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Hi, my name is Tammie Lewis. I'm the founder of Heart Changers Training, where I teach CPR, first aid, and stop the bleeding. You can find me on social media at Heart Changers Training on Instagram and Facebook. My phone number is 484-301-2620. Come out and get trained, get certified. I want to give a special shout out to Unsung Heroes for having me. I really appreciate it. Get certified.
Welcome back. This is Chrissy Morales, and we're having such a fun time talking about CPR.
Yes.
Tammie, you are doing such great things, especially with
Thank
CPR. Tell me about the next program that you have, Stop the Bleeding.
Yeah, so Stop the Bleeding is a course that I'm starting January, where you can come and I have like simulators that is actually a wound cube with gunshot wounds, I hate to say, and lacerations, but it's really like
That's real
school
life.
shootings, and just
Wow.
with last week, right? So starting January, the youth can come out, and I'm gonna try to incorporate that some way. I'm still gonna do the youth for free, of course, and you can actually get to pack the wound. So I have like a simulator that actually will squirt out blood as if someone was shot or it was a cut to the artery, and you get to pack in this practice, and it's like muscle memory. So if when you come and you use the cubes, you'll get used, I don't want to say used to it, but if you have to ever, perform
Right.
like packing a wound for like a gunshot or
And
something.
especially with kids. I mean, with all these school shootings, like you
Absolutely.
said, I cannot believe that literally my hometown's Atlantic City. Pleasantville had a football game with Camden, and they just had a shootout, and a kid got injured.
Ridiculous.
It breaks my heart,
Yeah.
just to see that, that there's such negative violence out there.
Yes.
We want to help the kids and enlighten them and really educate them on how to do these type of things. And before they go and pick up a gun, look at an actual wound.
Yes.
They'll
Yes.
get scared alone seeing all that blood,
Absolutely.
but it's good that what you're doing is really showing them like, okay, so if something did happen, or before something even happens, it'll have them thinking, like
Absolutely.
maybe I shouldn't pick up a gun, maybe I shouldn't harm somebody
Right.
because look at what happened.
The
Look at-
outcome.
Right. And I think that that's so cool.
Thank you.
So the kids, take me step by step on what the kids will be doing. So they'll be, there'll be the packet there, and do they
so it's like-
register? What do they do?
So they can, when I start the class in January, I'll post something online with the date and time, and then when they come in, I'll have like all the cubes sitting out, and it's a tourniquet they use, which is actually like I'm gonna call it a belt that you would strap on the cube and to make it stop bleeding. So with wound packing, either you pack the wound, use a tourniquet, or apply pressure. So I'm gonna teach them all that, and just trying to help them not be a bystander, because what they do is pull out their phone and record, where you can be actually like putting pressure on the wound to stop someone from bleeding out. You have like 3 or 4 minutes before you bleed to death.
And a lot of people either they run or they just start recording, like you said. They'll start recording on their phone.
Tell
And
someone call 911 and just get, the faster they come, stop their bleeding, and then that definitely increased the
yeah, the more children that we can teach, the better.
Yes.
Are you going to be doing this like nationwide? Because I think that would be great.
So I think I'm going to start with the tri-state area, and then I do have family in Cincinnati who's like, come down here and teach, you know. So they're really big in sports in Cincinnati, so. Yeah, so hopefully.
Yeah, that would be great.
That
Are you
would
going
be
to the
awesome.
schools to do this, or where do you do this?
So the schools just passed a law where everyone has to be certified, and it's really weird that they just passed that. So they're trying to get students to get certified before graduating. So I am going to like type up a proposal and just try to get it out there. To
Yeah, that would
schools
be
as
great.
well.
And I think that what you're doing is amazing, especially since you have the stop bleeding and everything. And when you put it in those terms, like the school gun shootings, and, you know, they can help a teacher, they can help their friend, they can help anybody, especially with these type of things.
Yes.
Now, in a rare case where the person's, you know, just got shot, what would the student do?
So of course in the class I have all the proper equipment. I have the gauze and the bandages and the tourniquets and things. So there I'll just tell them like, take your shirt off. Anything you can get into that wound to plug it up to stop them from bleeding, do that. I would call 911, designate someone to call 911 and just keep the pressure there. Don't peek and see if it's done bleeding. So there's certain things you can do. So
without having all the equipment and everything.
Yes,
that
without
they can,
because you don't have these things in the real world.
Right. So instead of just pulling out your phone and recording, you know, you can actually do something to help somebody and save someone's life. This is why we have Tammie here explaining all these things, and I thank you so much because,
my pleasure.
You know, especially with the youth. I love the youth, and I want to see, you know, they are our future, and I can't emphasize this enough, but if they are stuck and glued to the phone, you know, they're just going to be standing behind the scenes instead of being in front, instead of taking action. Now, what words of advice would you say to the youth out there who, you know, are just behind their phones and not taking action?
Just be more aware. Like with there's so many missing kids as well too. Like like so many missing kids. Just be aware. Keep your phone from out the face. Just pay attention to what you're doing. If something was to happen to one of your friends, just be ready to react and not just sit and watch. Like you can do something.
Right. Yeah, they don't have to sit in the sidelines. They have a voice. It doesn't matter what age you are. You know. You can be in elementary school.
You can be.
Kindergarten.
It's really simple. Like I think I was telling you last time, like my daughter's 12, she's certified, and as soon as my son get older, there's so many things you can do. Even if you're not strong enough to apply the proper amount of pressure, you can just get something and just put it in there, like I said. And, definitely.
And now for seniors, you said like we're talking to Carlton, you know, he had to do a Heimlich. Now that's a very scary thing.
It is.
If you see your parent or somebody elderly, you know, choking, what are some steps that they can do?
So the first thing you have to do is ask for permission to help. That's what I tell all my students that I teach. You can't just go and just start putting your hands on people. So the first thing you do is ask them, hey, are you choking? Of course, this is the universal sign for choking, And can I help you? And once you get permission, and that's when you go ahead and wrap your, you know, and then start your abdominal thrust.
Wow.
So my thing is ask for permission, designate someone to call 911, so help can be on the way while you're doing these things.
That's really interesting, especially, you know, everybody should, in my opinion, everybody should be CPR certified, and even that Stop the Bleeding program, because there's more and more of it going on.
It is.
And as much as we want to like say and shy away from there's negative things going on, but negative things are happening, but this is a way to shine light upon it, which is so cool. I think that that's interesting, and I hope that the viewers out there are feeling the same way. You know, because we think that you're an unsung hero because you're actually saving people's lives. Don't you guys agree?
Thank you.
So tell me more about what you will be doing. And
so I'm really going to start pressing the issue, like I said, in January. Right now, I do my CPR on Monday with the youth. So I'm just trying to go around and get more youth programs on board, which should really be an easy task with things that's going on.
Sure. So, well, we're looking
just trying to pick up more youth.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
We'll
be right back after this short break, and we'll find out what makes Tammie an unsung hero. Hi, everyone. This is Chrissy Morales, the producer and host of Unsung Heroes. It's amazing to see how many great people there are in this world spreading a positive message. If you're interested in hearing their stories, join me on Unsung Heroes, Chrissy Morales. Welcome back to Unsung Heroes. You all have just an honor of having Tammie here.
Thank you.
Teaching us about CPR and life lessons, which are so important.
Yes.
Tammie, we want to know, what do you think makes an unsung hero?
I believe unsung hero is someone that does things and like don't need recognition. They just do it from the heart. And then unsung hero needs like someone to put the word out there, just, you know, to get recognition, not wanting it or like feel as though, you know, it's going to make them who they are, but just
being you.
Yes.
Tammie, being you. Don't you guys agree that she is an unsung hero? She's saving lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're
My
just doing
pleasure.
such great things with Heart Changers. Tell me, what are some goals that you have for it? I know that you want to see it, you know, expand in the tribe. But tell me some more things that you're working on.
That is my goal, just to make more people aware.
Yes.
So that's my like number one goal is to get the awareness out there.
And how is it that your nursing can kind of coincide with this?
Just knowing like the vocabulary and just the process of the heart. I'm not just telling you 30 compressions to 2 breaths. I'm telling you when you're doing compressions, what are you doing? When you're blowing into the mouth, what are you doing? So it's like other things behind just teaching them the skill.
So it's also about staying calm.
Yes.
Not panicking like me. I would be like, no, like, somebody's choking, call 911.
Yes, like there's a certain rate you have to do and how deep, like they say like 1.5 to 2 inches, but like when you're out there, like who's measuring? So I just teach them like fast and hard. So yeah.
I think that that's what's important, is actually learning the real stuff.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. Because I
Right.
mean, it's one thing to be in the textbooks and know the textbook vocabulary and knowing how to do it, everything, but that's not how real life works.
Yes.
You know, things
Right.
will happen, boom, boom, boom. You got to react, you got to
have
do
to.
it quick.
You have to.
So that's awesome that you're doing
Thank
that. That's
you.
really cool. Now, how is it that you're able to multitask? Because I'm sure people are wondering.
Yeah.
Being a nurse, because nurse alone is like intense.
Yes.
And also doing the Heart Changers training.
Right. Well, I love it. So it's easy for me to multitask, like just prioritizing. I work a full-time job. I'm a GI nurse. And then on the weekends and on Mondays, that's when I teach my CPR. And then like 6 o'clock, that's when I'm with the kids, getting them settled and doing things with them. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So you're doing a lot, but you love it.
Yes, I love it. That's what makes it easier.
I think that that's what's important, is having the passion and the
Yes.
love behind it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have the support of your family as
I
well.
do.
That's
I do.
great. And how are you able to have family time, you know, while also doing these 2 jobs?
So I get to spend time, which is really cool, with my 21-year-old because she is my partner. She helps me. And then she actually, since they're her peers, she gets in, she knows the songs and the slang that they use. And so that makes them feel comfortable as well. So she's my partner. So that's our way of spending time with each other. And then even with my younger children, they're my number one priority as well. But with them, I can teach them the skill and they're still spending time with them as well.
So you're
Then I
basically
get
doing
their friends
it.
to come over.
Yeah,
So
it's like a family
It is.
affair. It's
It
just a
is.
family thing. I love that. That's so
Yes.
nice. Are your kids, do they hope to also be like, you know, nurses or anything like that in the medical field?
So actually, yeah, my 2 daughters are actually, they're really interested because we take care of my father downstairs. So yeah, he had a stroke. So my
sorry to hear
12-year-old,
that.
thank you. She's really hands-on with him. She checks his blood sugar. she does everything.
How
Float his
cute.
pills. So yeah, she's interested in nursing. My 21-year-old is definitely into nursing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 16-year-old son. I don't think he's going into
Oh,
nursing.
no,
but,
no.
yeah.
Maybe he'll want to be a doctor. Never
Maybe.
know.
Gotta speak it into existence, right?
Yeah, right? Right. We're
Yeah.
speaking it right now.
Yes.
Usually with things that go on in this show and they speak it, it comes to life.
I'm all
and
for
I have
it.
definitely seen it. It's all about the divine connection, the divine power.
Absolutely.
Because I feel as though when people come here, they release it out into the atmosphere. They're putting it out there and giving it to God.
Yes.
And I think that's awesome.
Yes.
It's so great. Tammie, it's so awesome having you here. Tell me
Thank
more
you.
about like what you want to do with your personal goals that you have, not just your business wise.
Personal goals, I want to move actually. So right now I am in Philadelphia. So I do want to move to Delaware, and I think that would expand what I do.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
want to have a property where I can teach the CPR, because right now, like I travel and allow them to come to me or go out to the youth programs.
So you want to get like a location, a
I
set
do.
location.
I do.
That would be nice.
That would be really
Now, do
nice
you have
and
like a
convenient.
van, a little mobile van that you do stuff in, or?
I don't. Well, right now I drive a crossover, so I just put my mannequins in the trunk, all my equipment I need, which is fine for me.
Everything's usually nice when you can do it mobile.
Yeah.
But you always want to have a home base.
Yes.
It's nice.
I do.
It's like
I do.
we have everything, it's pretty mobile, like we could do Unsung on site, but you know, we have a home base, which is here, which is nice, and we
really
love
nice.
that.
Yep.
Are there anything you would like to give advice to the guests out there who are watching, especially when it comes to CPR?
Yeah, that it's a really, like I keep saying, a really important skill. I keep stressing that. Just, you can reach out to me, even if it's not with me. I still encourage, whether it's Red Cross, American Heart Association, just go somewhere.
Yes, for sure.
And get the skill.
Well, Tammie, you've been doing such great things in our community.
Thank you.
On behalf of Unsung Heroes, I would love to award you with an Unsung Hero
Awesome.
Award. You're doing such great things, saving lives and teaching our youth. You are going to go far, and I cannot wait to see more of you and see, you know, just the outcome of just impacting the youth. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Are there any final words you would like to say to our audience?
Sure. You can find me on social media. That's at Heart Changers. That's on Instagram and Facebook. I don't know if I'm allowed to give my phone number or not.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's 484-301-2620. If you would like to have a private class or bring your kids out, I'm willing to teach.
Yay. Thank you so much, Tammie.
You're welcome.
So until next time, this is Unsung Heroes CPR Edition. Thank you guys. See you next time. Let's take some selfies.
Yes.